All right, we are back with the best notes I can come up with in the middle of a blizzard. So today's notes are about multiplying polynomials. You've probably seen something like number 1 before. This is going to be a bit of a review, and then we're going to build on it for 2 and 3. So the biggest thing when we're multiplying polynomials, you're going to hear me say this a lot, everything in the first set of parentheses gets distributed to everything in the second set of parentheses. Now, when we're multiplying like bases, we're going to add those exponents. So here we go. We're going to start with distributing 3x, so that 3x is going to get multiplied to everything in the second set of parentheses. So 3x times 4x is 12x squared, because x times x is x squared. 3x times negative 1, I'm going to get minus 3x. And then we also need to distribute 2. So everything in the first set gets distributed to everything in the second set. So 2 times 4x is 8x. Make sure we're paying attention to our signs. 2 times negative 1, we're going to get minus 2. And then our last step is going to be combining like terms. We talked about this yesterday. So negative 3x plus 8x will give us 5x. We're just going to do the math that it says to do with those coefficients and then bring down our other terms. So 12x squared plus 5x minus 2. I know it's hard to see since I'm left-handed, so I'll make sure to move so that you can see that. So 12x squared plus 5x minus 2, this is the multiplied version of 3x plus 2 times 4x minus 1. This is multiplying two binomials. These are binomials because they have two terms. Here, we have a binomial times a trinomial. Same exact process, okay? So starting with our first term, we have 7a. We're going to distribute that to everything in the second set of parentheses. So 7a times 2a. 7 times 2 gives us 14. A times a squared, remember there's an imaginary 1 for that exponent. 1 plus 2 is 3, so a to the third. 7a times negative 5a, we're going to have minus 35a squared. 7a times 3, so 21a. Okay, now remember, you're going to get tired of me saying this. Everything in the first set gets distributed to everything in the second set. So now we're going to take 2 and distribute it to everything in the second set of parentheses. All right, so 2 times 2a squared, we're going to get 4a squared. 2 times this minus 5a, so minus 10a. 2 times 3 is 6. And now we're going to look for like terms. So 14a to the third, nothing else has an exponent of 3, so just 14a to the third. Then we have negative 35a squared plus 4a squared. Same variable, same exponent. We can combine those coefficients by doing the math that it says to do. So negative 35 plus 4 is negative 31a squared. 21a minus 10a, same variable, same imaginary exponent of 1. 21 minus 10 is 11, so positive 11a, and then that plus 6. So our answer is a 4-term polynomial. And again, that was multiplying a binomial by a trinomial. Now, if these had been opposite, if we had the trinomial first and then the binomial, you would still follow the same exact process. You would just distribute everything in the first set of parentheses to everything in the second set. All right, last problem. We actually have 3 binomials here, okay? So what we're going to do is I'm kind of going to break this up just a little. What we're going to do is start by just looking at this. Actually, I'm going to write it off to the side so that we can really see what we're doing. X minus 1 times x plus 6. We're just going to start with taking these 2 binomials and multiplying them, and then we'll worry about that x minus 8. So for this, we're going to follow the same exact steps that we did in number 1. Okay, so everything in the first set of parentheses gets distributed to everything in the second set. So I'm going to distribute x. X times x is x squared. X times 6, positive 6 x. Now we're going to distribute negative 1. So minus 1x, or you could just say minus x, minus 6. We again have some like terms right here in the middle. 6 minus 1 is 5, so x squared plus 5x minus 6. Now, so what this is saying is when we take x minus 1 times x minus 6, that answer, I'm going to put this in parentheses, is x squared plus 5x minus 6. We're going to take this whole thing and we're just going to bring down this x minus 8. So what we did was we multiplied these first, and now we're going to multiply it by the x minus 8. So I was kind of talking about this on the last problem. Instead of having our binomial first, it's just backwards. We have our trinomial and then our binomial. Same exact steps. Everything in the first set gets multiplied by everything in the second set. So let's do that. We're going to start with our x squared. We're going to go all the way to that second set of parentheses. X squared times x is going to give us x to the third. X squared times minus 8, we're going to get minus 8x squared. Then we're going to distribute this 5x to everything in the second set of parentheses. 5x times x is positive 5x squared. 5x times negative 8, we're going to get minus 40x. Last but not least, we still have to multiply this minus 6, so it's going to get distributed to everything in the second set. So this time, we're distributing 3 things to that second set of parentheses. So minus 6x, negative times a negative. Please be careful when you have a negative times a negative. It's going to turn into positive, let me get that out of the way, positive 48. And now we combine like terms. What's nice about this is our like terms are actually next to each other when we have our trinomial first. So here we have some x squareds that we can combine, and then we have our x's here. So x to the third. Here we have the x squareds that we can combine. So negative 8 plus 5 gives us minus 3x squared. Negative 40 minus 6, we're going to get minus 46x, and then plus 48. And this is our final answer. I kind of mentioned this yesterday, and we haven't officially learned it yet this year, but standard form, we always want to write our answers in standard form. Our exponents go from the biggest exponent all the way down to the smallest exponent. So if you have something without a variable, it's always going to be last.